Thanks for tuning in to Ask Campion, where we're going to talk about all sorts of things, answering your questions from what was it like touring with legendary rock and roll bands, to car collecting, to running $1 billion business. First question we have today, Vernon, Instagram. Do I have any plans of buying any other ex-Group B cars like 205, Peugeot, or Ford Evos? Very interesting. Bonhams is selling a bunch of cars this August at the Quail, and half a dozen of my friends keep sending me stuff, and they're selling some Stradales. They're selling a 205, a couple of Ford RS200s. One of those is an Evo, 037 Stradale. They're selling a Stratus Stradale. But again, they're all street cars, so whilst I have a great appreciation of them, I like the rally cars with the rally history. So I don't see myself buying any more Group B cars. We've got a collection of Lancias, and we've obviously bought the LC2, which is not a Group B car, but it's a Group C car. So I think we're going to stick where we are at the moment, because I'd get crazy. I'm a little OCD on cars, so I'd end up with a Quattro, I'd end up with a Porsche, I'd end up with a Peugeot, I'd end up with it would get sort of crazy. So to keep myself sane, I'm going to stick with the Lancias. What's my daily driver? This is a Reddit question. I'm on Reddit, great question. So my daily driver is, my passion is rally cars, and also I have quite a few Fords. So my daily driver is a Ford Focus RS. Fantastic four-wheel drive, makes a bunch of horsepower. Mine makes a bit more horsepower because we had our friends at Hennessy in Texas do a little something to it. So we make quite a bit of horsepower, make a lot of torque. It's my daily driver. Absolutely love that car. This question comes from Noah's End First on Twitter. What's the running cost of the S4, and what about getting parts? That's actually a really good question. A lot of these cars, the parts you can't get them. It's impossible to get parts, so you're making parts. But luckily enough, we got some great contacts in Italy. We have a guy in Italy called Guido. And so we call up Guido, and Andrew in the shop here will say, Guido, we need. And Guido will generally come through for us. But some of them are really difficult. We just went through some drama on getting belts for the LC2, which is up at Andy Green's shop getting recommissioned. And that was definitely a bit of a challenge. And I was talking to Ben about that, and apparently a couple of guys in Italy, specifically on the S4, changed the timing gears because they couldn't get the belts. So they fixed the timing belt problem by actually changing the gears and making bigger gears so they could get different timing belts. So that was an interesting approach to it. Look, they made 27 S4s. So there's some parts are available, some parts are parts bin, some parts are difficult, some parts are not so difficult, but it's always a challenge, and I think that's what makes it exciting. Great question here. What's my favorite Lancia livery? This is from Mark Renton on Instagram. I got to tell you, look, I like them all. I mean, if you go from sort of back to front, the 1981 Beta Monte Carlo, the blue is a very, very light blue, and then you go all the way up to the 1988 Delta Integrale. It's a much darker blue. But my favorite livery in terms of not necessarily colors, but just integrated into the design, where the livery meets the design, because it was designed as a pure race car. So the designer worked with the manufacturer to get that livery correct. I think the livery on the LC2 is absolutely fantastic. Without a doubt, my favorite livery is the LC2, just the integration of the livery into the overall body shape. Whereas the Delta Integrale, it's a car that's got livery on it. Where the Beta Monte Carlo was a car that's got livery on it, where the LC2 was a purpose-built race car, and it was designed as a Lancia Martini race car. So the livery certainly flows very, very naturally in the car, and I absolutely love it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe to the channel. Any questions, put them in the comment section below. Talk about anything. We can talk about cars, we can talk about rock and roll, we can certainly talk about running $1 billion business, we can talk about wine, we can talk about food. In any event, catch me on Twitter or catch me on Instagram, John J. Campion. Thank you.